Hi, this is Ferris J, and in this video I'm going to share how we can use the technique called EFT tapping to help our pets. Now, we start off by actually using the EFT tapping for ourselves before we would use it for our pets. Now, let me explain. Often when we want to use an energy technique for our pets, it's because they're unwell, they're unhappy, there's an issue and there's something wrong. Now, when that is the case, we as their people, we can be very anxious and we can be very worried about them, even frustrated, fearful. All these emotions are coursing through us. So before we would use a technique such as the tapping for our pets, even though that's the main concern, first, it helps to use it for our emotional response to what is happening to them or what condition they have and how it's showing. So that is what I'm going to demonstrate in this first video, and it's always, I see it as a prerequisite. You want to have your energy clear before you start using the technique for them. So this is where we start. So I already have a video demonstrating the tapping points that I'm going to use, and I will share a link to that. So if you want to get more familiar with the points we use in the tapping, you can look at that first. But it's really so simple. You can learn as you go. You can always rewind and watch this video again. So what we require to do for the tapping is we tune in this case, to how we're feeling about their condition, their well-being, and it can help to rate that on a scale of 0 to 10. So 0 not being an issue, but 10 being as big as it can be, 10 being huge. So we rate that issue. So do this now along with me. Whatever concern you have for your pet, rate that intensity if you can on that 0 to 10 scale. You can pause the video and then come back. So now you have your number and you're tuned into that issue and any discomfort it brings up. We're going to go straight to the tapping, and then you're going to check your number again at the end of this round of EFT tapping. So we're going to use the EFT setup statement in this. So I'm going to be very general here. This is an introduction. I'm going to be really general. So what you could say is, even though I'm upset that my pet isn't feeling well, I accept myself anyway. So that's an example of a setup statement you can use. We tend to use the setup statement to help us tune into the issue and then to have a little positive at the end. If you find it challenging to say that you accept yourself, you could say something like, and I'd love them to get better. I'd like to see them feeling better. Something positive at the end. So we say this setup statement 3 times, and then we're going to tap what we call a reminder phrase on the tapping points for our pet. So get tuned in, keep tuned into your issue, and even if the words I use are different, by a process called borrowing benefits, even if you tap along with my words, if you're tuned into your feelings, it will help with what is up for you. So are we ready? Let's go. Even though my pet isn't well, and I find that really challenging, I accept myself anyway. Even though it's really upsetting to see my pet unwell or unhappy, I'd like things to improve. Even though it's hard seeing my pet like this, and I just want them to feel good again. I'm open to that possibility now. And now we go to the tapping points. It's hard. It's hard to see my pet unwell. It's hard to see my pet unhappy. Makes me sad. It makes me worried. All this worry about my pet. What if I could let it go? I choose to let go of that worry now. Okay, take a breath. And tune back in again, tune back into that issue and rewrite your number. See if it's changed. Usually the number will have gone down. Once we tune in and we tap, the process of the tapping helps clear any anxiety or upset from our system. Now, if by any chance your number, your intensity has gone up, it sometimes means you've tuned in at a deeper level. So please repeat this tapping process. And usually with one or two rounds of this tapping, your intensity of upset will go down. Now, ideally, I would say keep tapping until you reach a zero, until you've no charge about it, until you've no upset left. And then you are ready to go on to the second stage, which is actually tapping for their condition.